Pisces, and welcome to your December 2017 love reading with Divine Love Tarot. It's our last reading for 2017. Wow, can you believe it? Yeah, I mean, I feel like I just did November reading because I'm doing these super early because I want to get these out and possibly play around with a Christmas special. So I know I'm always teasing I'm going to do something new, but I figure the earlier I get these out is the more likely that I'll get other readings done. So let's go ahead and jump into this end of the year reading, okay? All right, Pisces, cards are shuffled. It's been an interesting year for us, hasn't it? So let's see what we have going on. Okay, first card we have in the 10 card Celtic cross spread is going to be the present energy, okay? And that is represented... Okay. All right, I'm not going to freak out, okay? I'm not going to freak out. It's the devil. All right, so the next card represents what's crossing that energy, okay? And you have the Ace of Wands. All right, the next card represents your past energy, and that is the Page of Pentacles. Next card represents future energy, and that's the Hangman, okay? Next card represents what you want. Can I get everything in this frame? Next card represents what you want, and it's the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Next card represents your internal factors, and it's the Lovers in the reverse. Okay, next card represents your advice for this reading, and it's the Chariot. Next card represents external factors, and we've got Judgment. Oh, boy, Pisces. Next card represents your hopes or your fears. You've got the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. And the last card represents the outcome, the Eight of Cups in the reverse. All right, so I think I already say what's going on here. All right, so let's get into it, okay? Let's get into it. Let's not let's keep our heads about us, okay? So let's start here at the beginning. Okay, we start with the Devil. Bit of an interruption. Okay, but we haven't started yet, so let's get into it with this Devil card, okay? So we know what the Devil represents, all right? We know the Devil can represent lust. The Devil can represent a toxic bond. The Devil can represent codependency. The Devil can represent possible obsession, okay? Maybe even a stalker. Can represent sexual addiction, all right? The Devil can also represent a very superficial or materialistic bond. And when I say that, that can either be like, you know, somebody who wants somebody who looks good on their arm, okay? Someone who's attracted to people because of their looks. Or people who are attracted to people who can provide for them, people who are financially wealthy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the trophy wife or the sugar daddy type of connection. All right, so that's what can be represented by the Devil. For some of my Pisces, you may have a Capricorn in your life. And with the crossing card, you may want a new spark with a Capricorn. Or you may have a new spark with a Capricorn. Okay? Or you may... That's the positive, okay? That's the most positive scenario. The best case scenario is that there is a Capricorn, and your challenge with this Capricorn maybe is to not get too overwhelmed or too caught up, or your challenge may be to try to spark this new situation, this sexual chemistry, okay? You may want this sexual spark, and that's your challenge with the Capricorn. All right. You know what? I'm actually going to clarify this present position with this Devil. Okay, and we get the Knight of Wands. Oh, Pisces. So some of my Pisces have figured out and realized and gone back and got tangled up with an Aries, right? This has been going on for months. For some it's a Taurus or a fire sign, okay? A fire sign who maybe very sexual, very attention seeking, always on the go, too busy for the relationship, but they're not too busy for sex, right? This can also represent one night stands, okay? So for some of my Pisces, you may have an addiction, a sexual addiction that leads you to engage in one night stands, okay? So maybe you want to have a new beginning with somebody, and basically this new phase in your life is crossing this old phase, okay? This new, like, it's like a new opportunity here, right? The Ace of Wands is a spark, right? It's a physical spark. It's a spark of energy. It's a spark of sexual energy. So for some of you, let me go ahead and clarify this because I need all the help I can get right here with these. Okay, we've got the Magician to clarify the crossing card. All right, this is real right here. Okay, so Pisces. Besides some of my Pisces are trying to manifest a new spark or trying to manifest something new with a Capricorn. Okay, or maybe this Capricorn is trying to manifest something with you. Okay, for others, there is a situation here. For some, okay, when you see the devil, when you see the devil and the magician together, there's a possibility that someone's trying to manifest something, maybe even through like dark magic or dark forces. All right. So they're trying to basically bond you sexually. Or maybe you're doing this, Pisces. I pray that, you're not. But that's just somebody out there that's going to resonate with. If you feel like you have an uncontrollable attraction to someone, you've been trying to get away from this person for months, you don't understand what's going on. For some of you, this may be the case, okay? For others, you want to manifest something, okay? Or maybe you are just very sexually attached, very bonded to this Knight of Wands in reverse, okay? And you're trying to manifest something despite knowing that this attraction may not be healthy for you, you're still trying to manifest something. Or because you guys have this karmic bond, you're trying to manifest a new spark, or they're trying to manifest a new spark with you. Okay, if this Knight of Wands doesn't represent a person, for all the people it doesn't represent a person, this can represent a loss of energy in a relationship, but there's still some type of bond, okay? And maybe because of that bond, you're trying to manifest a new spark with this person, okay? Or someone's trying to manifest a new spark with this situation. All right. For others, you do have a bond, okay? Some type of either materialistic or sexual bond with codependent bond with this Knight of Wands, but you want to manifest a new start, possibly elsewhere, okay? Or there's a new start with maybe someone who's a Virgo or a Gemini. All right, and that's what's crossing this. So it's like basically, that this exists, this bond, this addiction, but that there's maybe something better, or you could just be confused. You might be, because I'm looking at this Lovers in reverse, so it seems like this might be two different situations, okay? This toxic, this sexual addiction, this whatever you have going on over here with this Knight of Wands, and then this Virgo or this Gemini or this new person who's coming in and trying to start something new. All right, and it's almost like you have a spiritual connection. It looks like this connection may be a little bit more healthy, okay? Both of them seem to be karmic. All right, so obviously you guys are in a doozy. So we've not just got one, but now you went out and got another situation, Pisces, because one wasn't good enough. So let's have two situations that are going to cause us to wind up being the hangman in the future, all right? Because now it's like, wow, I didn't know what to do with this. I didn't even know what was going on here. And then now, what is this? So unless you break this addiction, this is just going to be a situation where you're not going to have to decide between two people. All right, moving on from that, we go to your past energy, which is the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so the Page of Pentacles in the past can represent that you might have been hung up on an ex. Okay, you might have been hung up on it. This could even be the ex. Yo, I am thrilled right now. I'm so sorry. I am really thrown off with these cards because this is crazy. All right, so an ex that you might have been stuck on. If it wasn't an ex, then this was a time where you were really focused on a person or focused on a relationship, and you might have even possibly been a little manipulative to get into that relationship, or this person kind of manipulated you a little bit. Okay, because pages can be a little bit immature. All right, and they tend to use tactics that more mature in love people, more people with more mature emotions. Let me get that straight. People who are more emotionally mature wouldn't use such tactics, okay? Now, going towards the future, we've got the Hangman. And I mean, is it even a wonder or a question why? All right, you'd be at a crossroads in the future, possibly needing to let go of something or let go of someone. Okay, and with the Hangman card, there's no surprises here. There's no shock. You know exactly why you are in the hangman position right now. Look at this person's face, okay? There's no confusion there. There's no shock. They're not even bothered or concerned because they know exactly how they got here, okay? And, Pisces, it seems like, I mean, what can you do, right? We're only human, correct? And sometimes, you meet someone and you might instinctively know that this person isn't right for you, but whatever the bond is or the connection is, it's very hard to break. But then, you have a new opportunity and this is a good opportunity and you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. It's just that you're stuck or you feel stuck here with this other person. Okay, so in the future, you're going to be in the hangman position. This can also indicate a situation where you see your partner clearly, right? You see your partner, you know that they have flaws, right? You know that there's things about them that are not necessarily the best, but you accept them anyway. It's like this is you being accepting of the situation, okay? And choosing to be with that person regardless. Okay, this is kind of like almost a denial card, but it's not, it's like living in denial, okay? It's not actual denial because you know what's going on. You're just not going to you're not in the point or position where you're going to do anything about it. All right, let me go ahead and clarify the future position. And we get the star card, Pisces. Okay, so, basically this could be a destined situation. All right, this can be a situation where, it's just going to be a delay because the hangman can represent a delay. So maybe, there is a karmic situation. Maybe this new spark with this magician, all right, you're going to get to it, but it's just going to take some time because you still have to deal with this devil here. Okay. Now, another scenario with this combination, if you're feeling restricted, because the Knight of Wands, it's not always a person, like I said. So if this is your energy with the Knight of Wands in reverse, you're in a situation where you feel like you can't be yourself. Okay, with whoever this devil person represents, because it doesn't have to be an Aries or a Taurus, it could be someone else. But whatever this devil is, or maybe your addictions are restricting you. Okay, your addictions are restricting you from having this new start, this new positive spiritual start with someone else. Okay, because you're still battling whether it's a sexual addiction or a codependency situation, all right, where it may not be necessarily sexual, but you just always being in relationships that are codependent, relationships where you become attached too easily. Okay, maybe you're attached because of lust or you're attached because of superficial things and they keep you tied to this person, all right, because of possibly even your like outdated belief system, right? So if you've always been attracted to the wrong types, or attracted to the types that are wrong for you, or you always get into situations or relationships where the attachment happens very quickly, all right, where you let that lust kind of lead you into being tied to someone, right? Then it's going to be a challenge for you to, yes, have a new creative spark with somebody, but not get carried away by it. And that's what, here with this, what you want in the future with the Eight of Wands in reverse, you don't want to get carried away. You have a tendency to get carried away. You have a tendency to rush into things. And so with the Eight of Wands in reverse, you don't want to do that this time with this possible new connection, even though you know that you have these issues and these addictions. You don't want to. So that's a good sign, because that means that you're trying to learn from past mistakes, right? And instinctively you know that maybe there's more to this situation with this magician. And so there is no need for you to rush into it right now. And there isn't a need to rush into anything, especially if you do have a devil situation going on in your life or within you. Okay? So now we move on to, I'm sorry. Eight of Wands in reverse. Also, some of my Pisces were being petty and we want to make somebody jealous. All right? That's another scenario with the Eight of Wands in reverse. You just want to push someone's buttons and make them mad, okay? Big mad. And so maybe even with the fact that you have this new person coming in, okay? Maybe you feel like one of the ways to get rid of this old person is to make them jealous. But I assure you that if you have a devil connection, a codependent or a sexual addiction or a sexual toxic bond with someone, this is not going to end well, okay? They don't care that you got a new person because they feel like they own you. If it's a situation where this person is obsessed with you, okay, you may have someone who is the Knight of Wands that is obsessed with you. That jealousy is not going to stop them, all right? And so, like I said, you may have a situation where somebody's stalking you. You may have a situation where someone's actually just using, abuse. They're using other tactics, magical tactics to bond you to them. All right. Now your internal factor, the Lovers in reverse. So internally, you may be fighting or trying to figure out who you are really in love with, who you really want to be with. All right. For others, if it's not a decision between two people, it's you trying to figure yourself out. Okay. It's you trying to figure out what it is that you want. Like, who are you really? Okay. What is it that you really want? Like, what is it that's preventing you from bringing this kind of love into your life, all right? Or why is it that there's always some type of delay or always some type of drama with your relationships? Your internal factor is to figure that out, right? Internally, you may be trying to figure that out, even if it's on the subconscious level. You're working through that. And maybe that's why you want to kind of slow things down, because you may be at a point where you're realizing, man, I'm doing this to myself. I'm getting into these situations, okay? I'm getting into these situations. It's not like there's an abundance of them. I'm just picking them, right? Because we know there's plenty of red flags and there's plenty of, things that can indicate that things are a little bit off balance or things are not going right. Or we know that we rush into situations. So if you recognize that now and you have a new potential to start with someone, you're not going to want to make that mistake, especially if this person really hits you spiritually. If this is somebody that you really connect with and it's a really positive spark, like, that kind of spark, it is exciting and it will make you kind of want to rush into it. But deep down inside, that is not what you need to do right now. Okay, and so this Hangman and this Star, this could just possibly be you putting the kibosh on it, not ending it, but just putting a delay. Okay, you're stalling right now because you might be in the future. I should say it might be just you stalling because you don't want to rush. Now, also with the Star card indicates that the person that you're interested in, they see you, okay, as someone who, it almost like you complete them, right? You fill them with love, you fill them with joy. They see you as like almost the perfect partner for them. All right, this can also indicate somebody who might even be like feeling that you are too good for them, or that you're like out of their league, okay? And it can represent that. And for some of you, this can indicate that you even maybe in a situation with an Aquarius, okay? So we have here in this reading so far, I see possible Aries, possible Taurus, possible Capricorn. Like there's a lot going on. It's like all my Pisces are being covered right now. Possible Virgo, possible Gemini, possible Pisces, possible Aquarius. All right, so let me know in the comments. Yeah, so for some of you, it could be a Gemini, okay? And you may be having a decision between the Gemini and someone else, or maybe whatever relationship you had with a Gemini is the basis for all your other relationships, okay? Maybe that's the ex that you might be stuck on, some of my Pisces, okay? You know, maybe you were stuck on this ex and you have a bond with them, okay? And you're trying to manifest a new beginning, or they're trying to manifest a new beginning with you. All right, so now let's move on to your advice for the reading, and it's the Chariot, okay? So for some of my Pisces, the Chariot is telling you to go ahead and move forward with this new connection, with this magician, this new spark, okay? With this person who represents the magician for you. And because the cards are in the upright with the Ace of Wands and the Magician, I feel like that's a good sign. That's a good indicator, okay? For others, the Chariot is basically saying that you need to listen to your intuition, okay? You need to listen to follow your inner voice. Let your inner voice guide you. But you also have to get control of your emotions. All right. With the Chariot, you don't want to rush forward. You don't want to go out of control. You want to be careful. Okay. It's like a moving forward, but cautiously. And it's like you can get what you want. When the Chariot is here, it's what you want, right? This is your go ahead. This is your green light. But if you can tamper down your desires, if you can get control of your, your tendency to go full throttle into these, very passionate, very sexually bonding type of situations, right? If you can kind of keep that under control, you can have the relationship that you want. All right? You can have a good, positive relationship if you don't allow your tendency to get attached to people, or to be sexually attached, or to have them be sexually attached to you, get in the way. Okay, so if you get control of your emotions, this is saying you can get what you want. And you also need to communicate like your boundaries with this Chariot card. Okay, so yes, go forward with boundaries and with caution. Okay, moving along to the external factor, and we have the Judgment card. So with this Judgment here in external factor, that's basically saying possibly someone that you thought was gone, something that you thought was over and done, is coming back, okay? And it has, like, this is fated. This is another karmic situation. So someone possibly from your past is coming back. Could be this person that you're stuck on that's trying to manifest a new beginning with you. All right. But with Judgment, because it's a karmic card, it's out of your control, right? It's something that is going to happen. And it's also, it's like a karmic lesson, right? So there's something that you were supposed to learn, or something that you've learned, right? And now you have a new beginning. Now you have an opportunity to basically show that you've learned that lesson with the Judgment. So Judgment is an external factor. It's not about you. It's maybe the other person has decided to return to you because they've learned their lesson. All right. Or they feel like you've learned your lesson. So maybe they feel like whatever you had in the past, you can have again. Okay. And if it's not a person from the past, like I said, it is a karmic lesson. All right. So when you see Judgment here, that means that whatever is going on is absolutely a lesson that you have to learn. So whatever you're going through here, there's a lesson here that you need to learn, okay? And that lesson is to probably control your emotions, right? And to create boundaries within your relationships. We move on to the hopes and fears, and you have the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. So you fear that you are not going to get the commitment that you want. All right? You fear that you fear a lack of commitment. You fear falling into a situation where maybe there is a commitment, but not necessarily any love, okay? You fear that, I feel like it's like, yeah, a loveless marriage, right? You fear a loveless marriage. You fear boredom in the long term, okay? You fear picking someone who doesn't fulfill you. And you fear instability in your situation or in your relationship, okay? Moving on to the outcome. Eight of Cups in reverse. So for some of my Pisces, we're going back to someone. So there's absolutely a theme here of someone from the past, okay? Someone that you've been stuck on for a long time that you are going back to. Maybe this person has come back to you, all right? Because you guys have this karmic lesson. You guys are soulmates. You guys are fated to be together. You guys, however long you were not apart, doesn't matter. However long you guys were not together doesn't matter, because you guys are meant to be together. And yes, there might be a delay to this happening, all right? But that's what it is. Judgment has said, look, now's the time. I feel like you've learned your lesson. You're there. You're in the position, right, to put that lesson to use, and now is the time. Despite what your fears are, despite the fact that you may be, stalling, despite the fact that you're ambivalent about relationships right now, and you're not sure, you're picking someone, you're going back, okay? You're happy to do it too, Pisces. You're happy to do it. You're like, yeah, Little Red Riding Hood is back in town. Like, she's going off in that direction. She's returning. The Eight of Cups, right? And it's funny because the Eight of Cups can represent an infinity, and that's why it's one of those cards where even if it ever represents a breakup, sometimes it's temporary because you usually wind up going back to that person. And here we have the Magician, right? And you see the infinity symbol on the Magician because that indicates, a spiritual karmic connection. All right, so there's definitely a karmic relationship here. Two people who are supposed to be together, who are meant to be together, and they are coming back together. All right, and you're a little bit concerned about it, Pisces. Right, you're not sure about it. You don't want to rush into anything. You want to take your time, okay? And maybe even take your time because, in the meantime and in between time, you done got yourself tangled up with somebody else who's got you in a sexual vice right now. Okay? For others, let me go ahead and clarify this outcome. Okay. For others, this is the inability to move away from a bad situation. Okay. So it's not all roses. Let me not paint that picture. For some of you, this Eight of Cups in the reverse is you basically knowing that you should walk away from a situation, or feeling like you should walk away from a situation, but not being able to. Okay, and I feel like it's just because you haven't made the decision to, because with this Eight of Wands in the reverse, with this Lovers in the reverse, and with the Hangman, it's like you're just stalling. Okay, you're basically stalling, either because you feel like you're in love with both of these people. Okay, or because you feel like you have a karmic tie with both, so it's a confusing situation. Or maybe this person, this Knight of Wands that you have this devil connection to, you're afraid or you don't want to move on from that because you feel like it's karmic. But then so is this new spark with this person from the past, okay? Or this new spark that, for some of you, it's a person from the past. For others, it's the opportunity for this new love to come into your life, because here it is time for you to show that you've learned your lesson. You've learned from the past. All right, so you have the universe is presenting you with an opportunity. They've made the judgment and sent someone your way in the form of this magician, whether it's an old person or a new person. But for some of you, you're still stuck on this. Okay, and so that's unable. Others of you are absolutely going in this direction, and you're despite this. Okay, and you know what? I feel like some of you are actually doing it the responsible way. You're not rushing into it. You know that this person is your soulmate. You know that this person is meant for you. So you're going to let go, right? Because that's the hangman. Hangman represents letting go. So it may just take you some time, right? Because you don't want to jump from one relationship to the next. So it may take you some time, but you do realize that you need to let go of this situation, or you need to untangle yourself from this situation. All right, let's go ahead and clarify this outcome again. We get the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, Pisces? So the Ace of Pentacles, it's a new beginning, a grounded beginning. Okay? It's a new physical beginning, a grounded romance. This is chemistry. This is sexual chemistry. So I feel like because this spark, this chemistry, this sexual, like, because I feel like this is also a recurring theme in these Pisces. You guys want, I don't know why everybody wants to call me right now. You guys want to feel that chemistry, right? And it's very hard for you to leave a situation where this, like right here, this combination is a doozy, okay? This is hot, okay? If it's not just you being afraid to express yourself, or being afraid, or feeling like you're confined and can't be who you are, because that's another combination. But I feel like this is more of the sexual bond that you have with possibly an Aries or a Taurus. And it may have been a one-night stand that it started off on, okay? Or it may just be that you guys hook up occasionally, but you're really drawn, like you're really tied to this person. And it could be karma. For others, this is you just having a sexual addiction and hooking up, all right? One-night stands. To try to fill that need sexually, right? But now you have the opportunity. The universe is giving you the opportunity with someone who could satisfy you sexually, all right? With one person, and it's not just sexual, it's also spiritual, okay? It's more than just sex with this person. This is like anything. This could be with the magician here. It's like you guys can manifest whatever you want with this person. So do you want to manifest this again, or do you want to manifest this? Okay, and at the end of the reading, it looks like some of my Pisces are getting it, and you're absolutely going to manifest. You know that you can have a grounded relationship, right? You know that you can have more than just sex and one night stands, or just a sexual connection that leaves you empty and leaves you unfulfilled within an uncommitted type of a situation. You know you can manifest more than that, okay? So go ahead and manifest that, because it's there for you, all right? Everything in this reading is about a choice. You have a choice, Pisces. You can choose to move on in a new direction with somebody that offers you the kind of relationship that you should be in, that you need to be in, and possibly even be your soulmate, right? And it's crazy because I just did a reading, and if you're watching, you know who you are, and I want to say hi, but I just did a reading where it basically, and some of these cards came out, and it's like you can have more than one soulmate. There's not just one person that we can have that kind of connection with. And so don't get stuck on someone who can't really give you anything, right? Other than that feeling of being tied to them. But there's nothing else there. When you can be with somebody that makes you feel like the possibilities are endless, okay? When you can be with somebody who appreciates you, somebody who looks at you like you're everything that they ever wanted. Not just another notch in their belt, okay? Not just another conquest for them, all right? This person sees you as the person that they want to be with, all right? They see you as it. To them, you're everything. To this person, you're something. You're just a thing, okay? You're an object. And I mean, they could be obsessed with you, and that obsession and that stalking can fool you and make you feel like they really care, but deep down that care is not here. Okay, they don't really care. I don't know what else is there to say about this. Now what I'm gonna go ahead and do, because I'm feeling it, bottom of the deck, the Emperor in reverse. So I feel like there's two messages, right? Maybe more. Firstly, for some, that actually confirms the fact that this might be an Aries, right? This devil connection, right? Whatever it is, codependency, sexual, material, whatever it is that you're with an Aries. The Emperor in reverse also represents someone who's using their heart, who's following their heart more than their mind. Okay, they're going with their heart. They're not really listening to their logic, and that's not always a bad thing. But clearly, you want to be careful with that, right? You want to be careful because your heart has taken you in this direction, right? Your heart has had you here. So once again. And you know it because you want to proceed with caution. So proceed with caution, and that's it. Just balance your emotions, okay? When you see the Emperor in reverse, that means that it's time to balance emotions. All right? So once you balance your emotions, I feel like you will make the right decision. You'll make the right choice for your future. And for others, okay, so for some of my Pisces, you have two choices, possibly more than that. For others, it's a situation where you do have this connection, okay, with someone. But this is all the same person. Like you're trying to manifest a new beginning or a new spark with someone that you might have either a codependent or a sexual or even a materialistic tie to, because maybe that person is your soulmate, or maybe you feel fated to that person and you're willing to sacrifice and be in a relationship with that person because I don't want to make it seem like, okay, let me clarify something for myself or for my expressions. When I see these cards, right? The Knight of Wands in reverse. This can change at any time. All right, this knight might be going through something, and then he may have a revelation, and he may become the Knight of Wands in the upright. Okay, still not the most committed person, but everyone has free will. Everyone has the ability to change. Everyone has their own lessons to learn. Okay, so if you are in a karmic situation with somebody, and despite the past, despite the things that you've gone through, you still feel like this person is the person for you. You still feel like you're able to manifest a new beginning with this person. You may be right, and judgment is saying that you're right, and the Chariot is saying that you're right. So for some of you, you've come a long way with someone. You've come a long way with someone. You're not there yet. Okay, you're not there yet because it's your challenge. Your challenge is to manifest this new beginning with someone who you have this connection with. All right, so this is another scenario. This is your challenge, is to manifest this new spiritual connection. Okay, so we're moving on from just being just having the base, okay, because the devil is like your baser needs, right? It's basic. It's lust, it's support me, provide for me. But here we invite our spiritual side to connect, the positive spiritual side. All right, so this is like light and dark, right? This is the dark energy. This is only focusing on our basic needs. And this is a relationship where we're connecting with someone on a deeper level, a more spiritual level. So that may be your challenge. That may be your karmic lesson, okay, for some of my Pisces. And I feel like if you do go about it the right way, okay, and not rush things and take your time, right, you will be able to do that with this person. But you cannot rush, and you know this, okay? So that's good. You know this. Judgment here is saying, look, give this person another chance. You're afraid, right? You're scared that it's not going to work out. But here in the end, you're going to go back anyway, and you have this, you have the Ace of Pentacles here, this new opportunity to build a relationship with a stable, sturdy foundation. And you do have the sexual chemistry that you want. You're going to have that. All right. So it's all about, it's all up to you. It's all about you not doing what you've always done. And that has been this theme for Pisces for the last few months, right? With the advice cards. I know one time it was the Four of Pentacles. I think it was the advice. And that's like holding back, right? Don't give it all away so soon. So this is basically the same thing, but I feel like there's more at stake here. Okay, there's more at stake. And so while yes, some of you may feel like you're in a situation that you're unable to get out of, that you want to get out of, but this is saying to you, there may be something to work on. Okay, with the Eight of Cups, yeah, you want to get out of the situation, but there's still something there left for you guys to work on, and that's why you're unable to move away. All right, so with that mixed with the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like there is a possibility to fix that situation that you think is unfixable. Okay, and once again, it just requires a balancing of your emotions. Okay? Okay, Pisces. So, Merry Christmas, right? Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Lord. I don't know. I'm sweating. Okay, I don't know. I can't. I love you guys. I love doing these readings. I really, you know what? I think this is a good reading. I think this is a good reading because I'm all about potential, right? And I'm all about potential. And we all have the potential to create something great, right? As long as we get a hold of ourselves. All right? Get a hold of yourselves, get a hold of your emotions, and you can manifest whatever you want. If you want to just manifest this sexual, fine. If you want to manifest a grounded connection, fine. You want to manifest a soulmate, fine. You can do it. You have so many cards here, Pisces, that are telling you you can do it. You can do it. So do that, okay? And let's get rid of this. Don't do this. You can do so much more than this. This is the easiest thing you can do. You can do this with anybody. You don't need the magician for that. All right? This person, devil, he's always waiting. He's everywhere. He's always waiting for you. You can find this anywhere. You can go to the club. You can go to the bar. You can go to the supermarket. All right? You see this. This is the easiest thing to recognize. This is the easiest thing to manifest. Put it to rest. Let's get rid of this. All right? You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. All right, my Pisces. Love you guys. Happy New Year. You may see me with another reading before the end of December, but if you don't, I hope you guys have an amazing end of the year, an amazing new year, and I do hope that you manifest your true desires, okay? Love you guys. Bye.